How y'all doing, beautiful people? First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for bringing y'all back to another video, and our glory goes to Him. You see, loneliness is it's something I've seen that a lot of men are dealing with nowadays, including myself, and I wanted to talk about that today because it's a very debatable topic. It has its pros, its cons. And I feel like a lot of people don't look at it the way I do. So might as well just speak my mind on it. Me going through this for a very long time, the majority of my life. Ever since I was a young kid, I thought different. I seen the world different. I thought about life differently. And coming from struggle, I would definitely see what many people would see, the opportunity of money getting made, right? And definitely wanted more for myself in the future. But there was more to that, because during my whole, time of development for myself, I was alone. So it helped me develop myself way much faster than the people my age. And it helped me understand how there's a lot of things that just don't coincide with your life sometimes. It doesn't mean that life is going against you. It's just the fact that life is happening for you, and things happen for a reason. And you being alone at this moment, by any reason, you might need development in your life. You might need some progress that has to be made only by yourself, and that's only can be achieved by yourself. The problem is that sometimes, at least men, they get used to this loneliness. You get used to the fact that you're by yourself and you make progress. And just how this has its pros, it also has its cons. You're able to put all your time forward into whatever you need to do into developing yourself as a man, as a person, and growing mentally. But sometimes that growth, you have to sacrifice things for that. And that could sometimes mean the way that you socialize with people, the way that you carry yourself out in the world. It has a big toll on yourself. It can make you antisocial, because whilst you're going through this development on yourself, you abstain yourself from, contacting anybody, from, having a conversation with anybody, because you don't want to make bonds at this moment. You just want to make sure that your progress is being made and that your mental development is going forward. That being said, over time, obviously, being lonely and going through this process doesn't take, a couple months, doesn't take 5 to 6 months. For some people, it might. But me being alone for this long time, I've noticed that it could take a big toll on you. And it's something that definitely made me who I am today. I don't like being antisocial, but I just don't put myself around energies that simply don't match with mine. If for some reason I feel like we're not on the same path, I simply just, open myself away from it. And it doesn't mean that I have no respect for you or that I don't have love for you. I simply don't see where we could just merge in together. And as a man, you should always put your purpose in front of everything. That's what makes you you. As a man, you should always put your purpose first, no matter what. Now that we got that out of the way, loneliness also takes a toll in the way that you see a relationship or a love life. And what I mean by this is, you as a man being alone for this very long time, this very long space in your life, while you were trying to get yourself together physically, mentally, and developing your life as you want it to be. And you see, you want to get to a point where you could just share the progress that you made with somebody, right? The progress that you made. And in this case, I'll only talk about men because I can only talk from my perspective. But sometimes we get tied down to this certain person because we've been alone for so long that we just simply want somebody to stay. And even though we know that maybe our paths don't coincide with each other, we don't want to go back to that loneliness. And this is why I say to everybody out there, you got to put your purpose first. A woman will always go for the man that's focused on his dreams, that's focused on his goals. You should never put your woman first over purpose. And not only because that love might be big, you might be able to do that, but let's say that you do, right? Let's say that you are willing to do that, to put your woman first before purpose. And there will only be two consequences to this, or two sides to this. Either she's okay with it and y'all get together, y'all find a new way, y'all make a new path, which is a very rare case. Or another, she just simply falls out of love with you. Because a woman will always love somebody that puts purpose first. You won't be able to provide for her. You won't be able to be there for her how you need, due to the fact that you decided to put away who you were for her. You cannot put who you are for somebody else. And that means women and men alike. If a friendship is doing you wrong, if a friendship is, is pulling you back from going forward to where you need to be, why stop yourself? Why stop yourself from obtaining growth in your life? Why stop yourself from obtaining progress? You might love that person dearly, but sometimes it's best to let go. Your paths did not coincide with each other, and y'all don't have the same goals in mind. So that simply means y'all have to separate. It's a very sad occasion, but a lot of men lose themselves this way. You done made all this progress this whole time in this whole lonely season that you had, that now you throw all of that away just because you don't want to be alone again. But you should always know you need to stand on purpose. You need to stand on who you want to be, on who you are. You should never let nobody take that away from you. I understand it's very hard out here being a man, mainly because nowadays, in order to develop yourself, you must abstain yourself from any connection sometimes. Not a lot of people have the same sight that you have. Not a lot of people have the same vision that you might have for life. And that's okay. Doesn't mean you need to hate the people around you. Doesn't mean that you completely need to cut them off. But you simply need to abstain yourself from connection with them. You can't be partying like you used to. You can't be friends with people that take you to parties and make you waste your time. You simply can't do that no more. You know that you have a purpose. You know you have somewhere to get to. So in order to accomplish that, you must focus on you. And that's exactly how I said, going back to what I said before. Loneliness has pros and cons. Loneliness has a lot of things that come with it. Very much are good, but if you stay in that part of your life for too long, it could completely derail the man that you can be. It could completely throw you off once it's going back to socializing with people again. You may be very well put together. You may carry yourself very well because you know your worth, you know what you're doing, you got a plan for your life, so you know how to develop yourself in the world. But when it's time to co-work with people, when it's time to look for that person that you need in your life, which you can bond to and build life together, it can be very hard to do so, especially when you now have this fear of being lonely again. Because during this time that you're alone, a lot of men crave for that. They crave for this wanting of being together with somebody. But deep in your mind, you know you're not in that state of your life yet to be able to grow with somebody. You're not in that state of your mind yet to be able to actually care for somebody. Sometimes you just have to take the jump, right? But deep inside of you, you should know when you are ready and when you're not ready. I'm pretty sure the men that are in this journey at the moment, you know exactly when it is time to open yourself up to somebody and when it's simply, you're just simply not ready for that yet. But like I said, don't throw everything away for being scared of going back to yourself. Don't throw everything away for being scared to leaving a certain person that y'all simply were not on the same page. And it's okay. You're not supposed to throw yourself away for that. If it didn't work, it simply didn't work. It's like the Bible said, the woman was made from the man. And the woman was given to the man for help, for support, right? The woman that's meant for you will simply just be meant for you. It's that simple. If y'all paths are supposed to be together, you trust me, they will coincide. Y'all will be next to each other, and y'all will grow each other. Y'all will grow with each other. Y'all will support each other. Y'all will try to change y'all old habits and accept it and just simply grow from there. But when it's not meant, it's okay. Doesn't mean that you have to cut off the person completely. You just simply have to understand that there's different ideas in the picture. There's different colors in this picture, so you have to understand that. When it comes to being a man, it's about being stoic at all times. And a lot of people take that for granted. A lot of people take that as a negative thing. You cannot take your emotions, or you cannot let your emotions get in the way of who you are, or of taking decisions at a very critical moment. At all times, you must be stoic. You must know what you need to do. But before that, sometimes you gotta take a step back. You gotta understand what you're gonna do and where you're gonna jump from there. Think about it, acknowledge it, analyze it, and then from there make a move. Just don't lose yourself, because that progress that you made over years, over months, over however long it took you to find yourself and the man that you need to be, it will be lost progress if you decide to put it away for anybody. A man should always stand on purpose. A man should always stand on who he needs to be. And whoever's willing to follow him, well, good for that. If you haven't found your people, well, it's just not your time yet. There's nothing wrong with that.